To Washington now, where a heated exchange between Defense Secretary Leon Panetta and Senator John McCain is the talk of the town, highlighting a massive political divide over the withdrawal of troops in Iraq.
This administration was committed to the complete withdrawal of U.S. troops from Iraq, and they made it happen.
Senator McCain, that's just simply not true. Well, I guess you can believe that, and I respect your beliefs.
And I respect your opinion.
But that's not
the
true.
outcome. And the outcome is exactly as predicted.
But that's not how it happened.
So does Senator McCain's suggestion hold any weight? Let's ask Senator Claire McCaskill. She sits on the Armed Services Committee. Good morning to you, Senator.
Good morning.
What did you make of that give and take between Senator McCain and Leon Panetta?
Well, I know that the president would never allow our military to remain in a country that refused to say we will not hold them criminally responsible for any actions they undertake as members of our military. And that's what happened, Gretchen. The Iraq government said we will not re-give your troops immunity, which means our men and women, if we left them there, could be criminally prosecuted by the government of Iraq. We can't allow that to happen. Now, should we keep troops in the area to hold a check on Iran? Of course we should, and in fact we will be doing that by repositioning thousands of our troops in Kuwait so they are available if they need to respond to any acts of aggression by Iran.
Right. But some people argue, Senator, that the president could have been more involved in this process. And I believe phone records show that it had been months since he had spoken to the leader of Iraq.
You know, I got to tell you the truth. I don't think there's a massive political divide on this, Gretchen. I think most Americans feel like we have given so much treasure, so many lives, so many taxpayer dollars, and now we have a country that is refusing to say they won't criminally prosecute our soldiers. We've got, I mean, to me, that is outrageous. And I think most Americans say, enough already. Let's make sure we strategically keep troops in the area so we can protect Israel and make sure we check Iran. But I think it's time for us to get down to a very small troop level in Iraq, especially with the signals that have come from the Iraq government. They don't seem very grateful to me.
I want to move on to another topic because this is something that has been near and dear to your heart. And I know you were one of the first to bring it to international attention about what was happening at Arlington National Cemetery with some of the grave sites there. And now, I hate to even say that it's happening somewhere else at Dover Air Force Base. What can you tell us about it?
Well, we are, I'm pleased. I called for an independent investigation last week, and Secretary Panetta has ordered that independent investigation. And what I'm most concerned about is the Inspector General of the Air Force looked at this problem, and frankly, I found that report lacking. I think it was not as tough as it should have been, and more importantly, I'm worried about what kind of protection the whistleblowers received when they brought these problems to the attention of the command staff.
But what did you find at Dover? What were they doing with the grave sites? They were dumping them all in one location, weren't they? Allegedly?
Well, what was happening is unfortunately, these people have very difficult jobs because many times the remains are not all whole. And so different parts of the remains had been separated from other parts of the remains, and instead of, and sometimes notifying the family of those problems, or instead of reuniting all the remains in one location, there was some cremation of partial remains, and some of those, in fact, were dumped. So we've got to make sure the processes are in place, that the utmost respect and deference are given to these remains of our fallen heroes. I know that the military wants to do that. We've got to make sure the management at Dover is up to the task.
All right. Well, thank you for keeping us informed on this terrible story there.